I didn't build a life. I've built an image of a man I hadn't achieved yet. And if that line made you uncomfortable, it's because you've been doing the same thing, just in a different outfit. You say you want freedom, respect, stability, and you say you want to be taken seriously, but your calendar is a mess. Your bank account is reactive and your body tells the truth every time you look in the mirror. And your habit exposes your truth when your mouth tries to hide it. And you're not building structure, you're building your ego. An ego is expensive because an ego needs applause. An ego needs proof. An ego needs the world to keep clapping so you can pretend that the foundation is here. But life doesn't clap forever because life applies pressure. And whatever you've built attention for disappears the moment the attention goes away. And I've known that collapse because I've lived it early on. I had YouTube momentum when I was 12 or 13 years. I had around 1,000 subscribers, over 200,000 views on the channel, and for a kid that's not potential. That's proof. That is a door open for myself. And what did I do? I didn't build structure around it. I've just built an identity around that YouTube theme because I didn't become a man who could hold that pressure. I just become that YouTube kid. And the second pressure arrives, I collapse. Kids at school starting to call me a YouTuber like it was an insult, like it was funny that I even tried, like ambition itself was cringe. And I did what every weak young man do at that age. I made it sound strategic. I'm taking a break right now, and that break didn't last for a weekend. It lasted for over 13 years. And I didn't lose the dream. I sold it. I just sold it for comfort, for safety, for the ability to walk through school without being looked or laughed at. And the brutal part is that I didn't get anything useful from that. I got numbness, I got normal, I got years where nothing moved because I stopped moving. But if you're listening right now, you already knew that version of yourself. You didn't change priorities, you flinched then. And you didn't outgrow it, you just got exposed and backed off. And you've avoided the feeling of being judged. And now you're older, now you decorate the lifetime with adult words. Let me say this clearer. You're upgrading the costume and not the character. And that's your real problem, not the lack of information. It's a costume problem. And you're obsessed with the setup, with the aesthetics, with the illusion of seriousness. New phone, better camera, cleaner desk, the perfect lighting, and the background looks like a man who wins. But your actual outcome is chaos. You want to look like the guy who actually does the work. You just don't want to become the guy who does the work. And that's where you can spend hours of choosing the right font for a thumbnail, choosing the right colors, choosing the right music, but you can't sit here for 60 minutes of deep work without touching your phone. And I know that behavior because I had that behavior before. And I wasn't building a channel, I was building a costume. And that costume didn't survive real life. It only survived controlled environments. And they only survived when the mood was good and the stakes were low. And the moment life gets loud, that costume tears apart. So let's talk about the word that you keep avoiding about. It's structure. And structure isn't a vibe. And structure is not the moment you feel inspired. It's the boring schedule you don't negotiate with them. It's a small set of systems you keep doing over and over again until you hate it. And you repeat them anyway. That is structure. And it's the rule that says, I don't make big decisions inside emotional spikes. And for me, success is now non-interruption. No views, no subscribers, it's non-interruption. Can I publish weekly for 3 years? Or can I train when nobody is watching? Because that's where the most man dies. And not in failure, just in silence when nobody is watching. And I didn't learn it from books. I learned it from burning down my own life, what I have built. And trust me, I've done this more than once. And here's the part that most people don't want to admit, that they don't have a motivational problem. They have a stability problem. And you don't need another guy to scream at you that you want it more. You already want it. And that's why you're watching this video. That's why you keep taking notes, you don't execute. And the issue is simple. You're emotionally unstable under pressure. So you build hard for 2 weeks. You log in, you're posting, you're grinding, and then one bad day hits, one rejection, one embarrassing moment, one low performing video, or one argument, and then you vanish for 2 months. And then you return with a new excuse. What happened? You had a burnout. I'm figuring things out. I just needed more time. No, you weren't unlucky. You were just unstable at that moment. And if it stings, good. Because the sting in your body is your nerve system recognizing yourself. And I've watched myself do this in different costumes. For example, I quit a job where my boss refused to give me a small raise. It was only $200. And the boss screamed at me like I was betraying him. And I walked out that office like I was the main character. But I wasn't free back then. I was just impulsive. I had no structure, no system, and no cash flow. So I did what the most men do when they want to feel powerful again. I chased dopamine hits. I went all in with crypto with no real plan. No risk management, no foundation. Just an ego and adrenaline pretending to be a strategy. And I didn't invest. I just gambled my identity. And then when the price dropped, my emotion spiked. And I panic sold at a loss, at a big loss. And a few weeks later, Bitcoin just spiked at over 100k. You know that moment when it happened. And that wasn't market education for me. That was the same kid who quit YouTube when he got laughed at, just with bigger numbers and adult consequences. I was no longer the child. And then came the moment where it still hits my chest when I think about it. The worst day wasn't about the argument with my boss. And it also wasn't the crypto crash. I was walking back into my room and seeing my desk, my clear desk with nothing on it, because I sold everything because I lost so much money. The dual streaming PC, the free monitor setup, this streaming equipment, camera, lighting, mouse, keyboard, microphone, everything. Like the whole streaming dream lied there as in hardware, like a proof it was serious. So I packed it up, moved it to some kid's house, helped him installing everything up, like I was handing over my future to him. And then I came back home to nothing. No gear, no PC, no equipment. And the empty desk wasn't about money. It was a funeral, and not for the equipment, for my self-trust. Because once again, under pressure, I didn't adapt. I didn't rebuild the system. I just sold the dream for very cheap, just to pay the rent for 1 month. And standing at the empty desk, the truth finally landed in a way I couldn't escape. That life wasn't punishing me, that I was creating the same collapse because I refused to build anything that could survive pressure. So you say you want independence, but you keep searching for dopamine hits. You say you want respect, but you build aesthetics instead of repetition. And you want the spotlight, but you haven't built even the frame. And that's why this principle isn't motivation for me. It's survival. Systems before spotlight. Because every man wants to be seen, but only few deserves it. And here's what nobody tells you. That the spotlight doesn't build you. It exposes you. So if you put the spotlight on a man with no structure, it doesn't make him great. It makes his chaos louder. I wanted to be seen while I was still fragile. While my identity depended on applause. While one embarrassing moment could shut down my whole identity for months. So now it's simple. Publish before polish, structure before aesthetics. And the spotlight is not a reward, the spotlight is the test. And you can test your life without me even asking you. Just look at your life and don't lie. How many hours did you design your YouTube banner instead of making a schedule when and how do you gonna upload? Or how much money did you spend on gym clothes instead of mastering free simple exercising with progressive overload? Or how many times did you redesign your dash line? Did you redesign your dashboard in Notion without even working or writing anything in it? And those dashboards are monuments. A monument of a man who doesn't exist yet. And you're not building discipline right now. You're playing a dressed up game with productivity. And you think this aesthetics will make you become the man? Will the new mic force you to record? Or will the new camera force you to create? Be honest with that. And let me tell you something. They won't. Because I know it. They're just upgrading the mask, the dress you're trying to play on. And that's why you keep pressing the reset button. So what does system before spotlight looks for me now? It looks like I'm worshipping continuity. I publish every week, even when it's not perfect, even when it's not impressive, even when the numbers don't reward me. Like, probably watch this video, it probably has only 3 views max. And that's because I'm not building a channel anymore. I'm rebuilding my self-trust in myself again. And I don't optimize around inspiration. I optimize around non-interruptions. So I don't design a life I can't handle anymore. If it looks cool but collapses under pressure, I'm not even building it. And I don't let my ego decide any projects anymore, because ego builds fast and dies faster, and structure builds slowly but lasts forever. And I would rather have a system that is boring but survives the boring and unexciting days than a beautiful one that only works when I'm excited. Because your ego is only asking you one question: who is watching me? So this video isn't about awareness, it's about what you finally are willing to build your life around on. Because pressure is coming sooner or later, and not because life hates you, because life wants to test you. And if you haven't built a structure around your life, the test will expose you. So I'm not chasing momentum anymore, I'm building something that I don't sell anymore when pressure hits. And if this hits you the way I think it did, you probably know why. As for that, thanks for watching. YouTube and I think that this video will help you the most, and this here is my recent one. As for that, thanks you for watching, and I'm rooting for you.